This PPT has been prepared by referring many internet sources, prescribed textbooks, and notes. I do not claim any originality in preparing this PPT or video. Welcome to the sixth session of Module 1. This involves planning. What is the meaning of planning? Planning is the process of selecting visions and objectives as well as the actions to achieve them, which requires decision making, that is, choosing a course of action among the available alternatives. A simple diagram. See here, so many people are involved, all of them are discussing, some of them are putting it right, wrong, they are trying to take a decision, and there are so many alternatives available here. See, these are the alternative 1, alternative 2, alternative 3, these are the alternatives. Among these alternatives, you have to choose which is the best one. This is the meaning of planning. What is the nature of planning? It is the beginning of the process of management. This is the first activity. Without planning, all other functions merely become activities, produce nothing but chaos. So, what is important is that in the beginning itself, we have to plan properly and coordinate everything so that there won't be any chaos at the end. So that's why planning makes the proper foundation for any work. It is an intelligent process. What do you mean by intelligence? Intelligence means you need to be smart. You need to think before act. You cannot take any decision in haste. There is some crisis happening, and under that crisis, if you take any decision in haste, the situations move from bad to worse. So you need to think a lot before you make any decision. Another important point is that decision making is an integral part of planning. They are not exclusive of each other. Both planning and decision making, they are the integral part of the entire process. There are many alternatives available and you have to choose best among them. It could be, say, allocation of resources, it could be recruitment and promotion, make or buy decision, etc. Let me take a very simple example of the current situation of pandemic. We are losing money, we are not getting the required amount in the form of tax. Just yesterday, Nirmala Sitharaman, our finance minister, announced that the country has lost nearly 2.35 lakh crores because of the lockdown and the current situation. And the central government has clearly said we cannot compensate for the GST to states. This is the situation of crisis. Now you have to make decision to which particular department you would like to allocate resources. Would you like to allocate it to food? Would you like to allocate it to sports, health, technology, transportation, infrastructure? You have to take the decision. So that is what is meant by a decision making, an integral part of planning. Now you have to plan properly. Which sector has to be prioritized now? Of course, it is health sector now. So health sector takes the maximum chunk. But can you do away with the defense? No. With our neighbors ever waiting to pound on us, can we compromise on that? No. Then which is the next sector? Infrastructure. Can we compromise on that? Very difficult. So in that sense, the uh, top management will make a decision to prioritize things and allocate resources. The fourth nature is planning is a continuous process. It is not one time approach. It follows different paths continuously, and we need to follow a principle of navigational change. What do you mean by this principle of navigational change? See, during sea journey, it takes months together, and the travel conditions keep on changing every hour, and a navigator need to mold himself, change the entire course as per the situation. That is the meaning of principle of navigational change. Must be flexible. That is nothing but it is the you have to adopt a principle of navigational change. Should be able to change as per the required demands. You may have to use different product mix, marketing strategy, organization structure, etc. At this point of time, let me bring in you a wonderful example of Bajaj automobile. During 80s, Bajaj Chetak was a very famous product, and it was the pride of every salaried class man to own a Bajaj Chetak scooter. But during 90s, what happened? The people mindset started changing. They started preferring bikes. They started avoiding scooters because of its own limitations. Then Bajaj new leadership adopted to the new situation and stopped the production of Bajaj scooters and moved ahead with Bajaj bikes. And today you can see Bajaj is still a very highly accepted brand in India, and even today it is Hamara Bajaj, not because of Bajaj Chetak but because of Bajaj bikes. So that is what you need to be flexible, and you cannot go beyond a boundary. Flexibility must always be within boundary. If you are too much of flexible, if you keep on changing, then also it is detrimental to the growth of any organization. And it is all pervasive function. Pervasive in the sense it encompasses everything. It is not restricted to any one particular uh, boundary or any one particular section. Let us discuss the importance of planning. The first importance is it minimizes risks and uncertainty. Here you need to very clearly remember that a project taken up with proper plan minimizes risks and uncertainty when compared to a project taken up without any planning. Please remember that planning just minimizes risks. It will not eliminate the risks and uncertainty associated with the project. This happens because the society is dynamic, it is not static. It keeps on changing very rapidly. People's mindset keep on changing, and manager need to cope up with these changes. If it doesn't cope up with these changes, then sustainability in the market would be very difficult. The second importance is it leads to success. The chances of getting success with proper plan is high when compared to chances of getting success without a proper plan. That's why it is called as a proaction. It occurs even before action. It is not a reaction, it is a proaction. Next is focuses attention on the organization's goals, obtains better coordination among workers. It facilitates better control since goal becomes the standard benchmarks for each and everyone in the organization. We will have a better control and proper coordination to achieve the same. And it minimizes costs of performance because wastage is less. That is the main advantage of proper planning. You have a plan, chances of making a waste is less, and that's why obviously that will minimize the costs of performance, and it improves the competitive strength. It's quite obvious. When the cost is uh, reduced, your competitive strength is high. and it increases the organizational effectiveness. All these points, whatever we have discussed till now, all these things contribute towards the organizational effectiveness. So, this is the advantage of having a proper plan. Which are the types of plans? There are many types of plans. The first one is the objective, second one is purpose or mission, strategies, policies, procedures, rules, programs, and budgets. Let us discuss one by one. First one is objectives or goals. It is the end to which activities of an organization are aimed. This is where you want to end up with. For any footballer or for any hockey player, the ultimate aim is to score a goal. So, even organization need to have such goals, and it is different from vision, purpose, or mission. In what way it is different? See, goals are short term, whereas vision is a long term. Vision is the ultimate goal where you want to end up after say 100 years, 200 years. Goals are short term goals which keep on changing as per the requirement, as per the situation. So that in that way goals are different from vision. And vision is the root of all objectives, and mission is the way of achieving those objectives, and goals are the short term plans. This is where you want to end up with, and this is your goal, and for that you have so many options, and out of these options one option emerges and you reach the goal. Purpose or mission. This is the basic purpose or function or tasks of an enterprise or agency or any part of it, and missions are the activities that lead to your vision. It gives the very means of achieving the vision of the organization. For example, mission of ISRO is to send man to moon by 2020, and they are all planning towards that, and they have selected a small place near Chitradurga, which has a similar kind of valleys and troughs compared to that of moon, and they are going to test the rover by manipulating on those valleys and hills. And this answers the question, why? Why you are doing this? Next type of plan is strategies. It is the determination of the basic long-term objectives of an enterprise and the adoption of the courses of action and allocation of resources necessary to achieve these goals. It answers the question, how? How are we going to achieve these goals? Strategy 1, strategy 2, strategy 3. Any of these strategies can be used to achieve this goal. That's why this answers the question, how. So there could be more than a strategy in why for an organization to achieve its goals. The next one is policy. What is the policy? They are the general statements or understandings that guide or channel thinking in decision making. And in my opinion, policies are the heart of any particular organization. They provide a framework within which decision has to be taken. So it gives you the minimum do's and don'ts. That's why policies are very important. So, for example, the promotion policy of a company can be to promote internal people only. So here the policy is very clear. I am going to promote only internal people. So no external recruitment is taken. In some of the organization, only the family members can lead further, or they only can become leaders. And there is a big debate going on in Indian Congress Party, whether an outsider should become the chairman of the party, or the same Nehru Gandhi family should become the leader of the Congress Party. There is a big debate going on, and you need to have a proper policy. If you do not have a proper policy, such confusions occur. This is what it clearly says. There are very clear cut paths, and you have to follow the path which takes you to the goal. We have discussed all types of plans. Now let us see the hierarchy of plans. This is how the hierarchy of plan occurs. We have first we have objectives. From objectives we have standing plans, single use plans, and from standing plans we have policies, that leads to procedures, that leads to rules. From single use plans we have programs, projects, and budgets. This is the hierarchy of plans, and all these types have a single input in the form of vision, and this is the ultimate goal that is to be reached using all these types of plans. So this is what is meant by types of plans and hierarchy of plans. Thank you.